I have been wanting to post a video for about a week now, and I haven't had any time because I've been out and about shooting for my film. But I really wanted to post this video, but I didn't have any B-roll for it, and I didn't want to just throw it up there without anything. And so I thought to myself, today I'm going to come sit on this rock where I'm sitting right now, and I'm just going to shoot from sitting right here and show you how beautiful it is where I'm sitting by the boathouse at Marist College up here in upstate New York. And that'll be kind of a good metaphor for what this video is about. I'm sitting here because I whacked out my back yesterday shooting. I don't even know what I did, but I woke up this morning, I was like, oh yeah, I injured myself. I was in like weird positions and just trying to get certain shots, and it was hot, and it was just, you know, I don't know, I wasn't being really careful, so kind of hurt myself, so I'm not moving around very well today. But I wanted to post this video, so I'm going to sit out here at Marist College. Sorry, the light's going up and down. And I'm going to throw some B-roll on here that I think is a decent metaphor for what I'm saying, but the message is more important, and I think it's my, you know, my decent contribution to anybody who wants to be a full-time artist. So that's all I wanted to say, the intro, and here we go. And I hope you enjoy the B-roll too, but most importantly, I hope you heed what I'm talking about, because, yeah, I think it's worth listening to. I think the most important thing that we can do at YouTube is provide something that is an offering to people, right? To contribute something meaningful that people can take away and apply to their own lives and make their lives better, or make their lives easier or more meaningful. And, you know, maybe that sounds a little bit too deep for YouTube, but I really believe that when you have the type of reach where you can literally get to people on the other side of the world, or up the block from where you live, or in your own home, like the reach is, you know, unending. I think it's a good idea to think about, you know, the grand nature of that, and also the possible importance of it, and probably most importantly the opportunity of that. And so let this be a cautionary tale, my offering, about how, in my opinion, you should never give your life to your work. And I think to a lot of people that might sound ironic coming from me, because I have literally given my entire life to my work. And you know, when you're coming up, when you're young, you know, when you have dreams, when you want to be an artist, you know, you might want to be the best at something. You know, you might want to be a star, or you might simply want to be a maestro at whatever you're doing, whether it be you're a great guitar player, or you're an actor, or you're a painter, or whatever your thing is. You want to be the best in the world. You want to be the greatest. You want to be, you know, achieve Michael Jackson's status, you know, or Beethoven's status, or Hendrix, or you want to be a game changer, a life changer, a culture changer. And I'm here to tell you, as an example, that you should never give your life to your work. You know, you can give your work to your life, and it'll be a portion of your life. And you can certainly give a lot of your existence to your work, but do not, I'm telling you, do not give your life to your work, because your life is so much more than what you do, or what you aspire to, what you dream about. That's just a part of your life. And in fact, what I've learned over the years, through many years and through many experiences, and actually many lives, you know, my life can be cut up into so many sections, and it's because of my work. And I don't think it's a good thing. My life has this trajectory that has found me at kind of a point you know, like it starts like a triangle, right? And there's this wide base, and then as the years go by, it goes like this, and it comes to a point. And I'm at that point. And the point is that I have put all my energy, all my focus, all my importance, I've placed all the importance of my life on my work. And in fact, my work has continually changed, because I've learned so much about myself over the years that I don't seem to stay in one place for a long time. Or sometimes I stay in one place for too long, but then I change, you know, and I'm just talking about my work, but it has affected my life, my personal life, my relationships. People in my life have been affected by my dedication and absolute 100% commitment to my work, which is not cool. Because, you know, it ain't all about you, right? I've learned it ain't all about me. And so you think, like, you know, it's funny, I saw a YouTube video recently about somebody who was actually complaining about his new kid. You know, like, he's building a family. He's married to this woman. I'm assuming he's in love with this woman. They have a kid now, and it's messing with his schedule, and he doesn't have as much time to make YouTube videos or to do his work or be creative or whatever. And I'm like, he doesn't get it. But he's not there yet, you know. And sometimes it takes a while to get to that evolution in your mind and in your spirit to understand that actually those things, his child, his wife, his home, what they've built together, that's his life. That's the foundation of his life. That's the thing that will allow him and enable him and empower him to do better work. Because it's all about love. Love is everything. And if you live a loveless life, you will have nothing. Trust me when I tell you, you will have nothing. You might even have a lot of money. You might have fame. You might have, you know, a high level of proficiency with your art form, but you will have nothing important, because you are a human being. You are flesh and blood and bones and ligaments and organs and eyes and ears and heart and soul, and you feel things, and you know, you might think that, you know, you have to be a certain kind of way to get what you want, to get to where you want to go, you know, to be successful, to make this work. And all of that is good, but none of that is even approaching the importance of the foundation of a beautiful relationship, of somebody who will be there for you when things don't go so well, you know. And even if you're, you know, the biggest star in the world, things cannot go well. You know, look what happened to Jamie Foxx recently. You know, in the middle of shooting a movie, he had some kind of a medical event. Nobody knows what it is, and he doesn't have to tell anybody, but it was obviously profound and serious. And I saw just today, actually this morning, I saw a video of him saying, you know, he thanks his wife and his sister, his family, his foundation for getting him through. And I would venture to say that if he didn't have that foundation, he might not have gotten through whatever he just went through. Like, to have somebody who's going to be there for you during difficult times, that, you know, let's say you go to a hospital and, you know, to make sure that you're still going to have a home when you get out, that you're still going to have work. Let's say you're not a star. Let's say you're a struggling artist who's given their work to their life. What happens when the rails go off and something happens? Who's there for you? Who's going to come, you know, speak to the nurses or speak to the doctors or speak to the insurance company or, you know, speak to your creditors or whatever? Like, who's going to be your voice? Who do you trust to do that? And the other thing is this, you know, as you let all these relationships go in your life and you let family and all that kind of stuff go because you're working on your craft and you're becoming a great artist, you're becoming Bach or Sarah Vaughan or whatever you want to become, you are setting your life up so that you won't even feel comfortable with people coming in to help you. That maybe there'll be people coming in along the way who tell you, like, I'm there for you, I want to help you, you know, don't worry, like, I'm not like the other people, I'm going to be here. But after you get to a certain point in your life, who do you feel comfortable with? Like, maybe people are coming to you, but you've done this for so long now that you don't even feel comfortable allowing these people to speak for you or be there for you. Like, you know, somebody says, don't worry, you know, you'll always have a place to stay or whatever. Like, you want to be home. You know, you want to create a home. You want to create a foundation. You want to create people that you trust. People who, you know, you can say, you know what, I got this spot on my back. Can you check it out for me? Or it's on my butt, you know, and you're able to take your shirt off in front of somebody or take your pants off in front of somebody and feel comfortable with that. Right? That's what you want to create. You want to create a situation where you feel safe. Somebody who's going to stick up for you. Somebody who's going to be there for you. Somebody who's going to stand in place of you when you can't stand for yourself. No matter how good you are and no matter how wealthy you are. That is a life well lived. By the way, if you do give your life to your work, you better have a lot of money. Like a lot of money. And that money will never make you happy. And look at all the celebrities who've killed themselves over the years or who are in all kinds of trouble with the law. They can't keep things together. They're always in trouble. And they're like, look at John Morant. You know, he's got more money than God and he can't keep his life together because that's not what makes you happy. That's not what makes you feel comfortable. That is not what makes you feel like home. It's your spiritual life. Again, I'm going to repeat it. It's the people. It's what you build. It's the foundation. Like a foundation of a house. It's the foundation of your life. That's what you have to build. And believe it or not, you can do all that and still become a great artist. You just have to be with people who love you for who you are and allow you to work in the way that you need to work. And it'll make you feel stronger. It'll make you feel better to support somebody else as well. To be there for that person. It's an exchange. You just have to find the right situation. I'm not talking about a romantic, you know, like it could be anything. It could be friends, romantic, whatever. You have to prioritize the foundation of your life because at the end of the day, people is what's most important. Not your camera, not your guitar, not any of it is as important as the people in your life who you could sit and share a meal with and talk to and feel that really understand you, that really care about you, like for real, like who cannot go to bed unless they know that you're home safely from wherever you were today. Like somebody who is absolutely obsessed with the fact that if you are even possibly in trouble, they want to make sure you're okay. And you want to feel like that about other people too. That's what's important. Not like, oh my God, you know, my camera's acting weird. I got to take it into the shop. My life is over. No. You could rent another camera until that gets better. You could use your phone. You could, you know, like there's so many things you can do. But people, you can't replace them. You know, you think you can, but you can't. You know, I said that you should have a lot of money. I'm saying that because you want to be safe. Because if you're at the top of that triangle, that point, and God forbid anything happens to you, something, you know, takes you off of what you expected, you better have a foundation because ain't nobody going to understand that. You know, like if you're paying rent or if you have a mortgage or if you have bills or whatever, nobody's understanding that. They might feel badly for you and they might have a lot of compassion for you, but you're not their responsibility. But if you have a foundation and you're one another's responsibility, again, no matter how it's set up, you know, there are a plethora of ways to have relationships and people in your life, but, you know, you want people to feel responsible for you and you want to feel comfortable with that. But that takes a long time to build. It takes a long time to build. So, I'm here to tell you, as a cautionary tale, because I'm pretty good at my craft. Like, it's not for me to say whether I'm good or bad or great or whatever. You decide that. You know, audiences decide that. People who've seen me on stage, people who've watched my film, people who've heard my music, they decide what they think of it. I don't walk around going, oh, I'm great, I'm so good. No. But I know that I feel comfortable with how I've maximized my talent. And I always feel like I have way further to go. You know, like, I don't feel like I've achieved, you know, the top of my personal mountain at all with regards to my work, right? But it doesn't make me safe. You know, in my case, I haven't made a lot of money, so I have to walk on a tightrope every day of my life. And people who know me might be surprised to hear that, because my film has won all these awards. I've won, you know, I've done very well in the theater. I've had a lot of success. You know, it's like, it's not a life. It's a part of life. It's a small part of life, but it's not your life. And so, don't give your life to your work, because your work is not going to pay you back. It's not going to support you. It's not going to love you, you know. I thought about this today because yesterday I had to go down to the city. I had to actually go to Rockland County first. I had to go to Nyack and Piermont. Then I had to go to the city to get some shots for a movie that I'm working on. And I've lived in all these places. And, you know, like, a huge part of my life was in Nyack, and a huge part of my life was in the city, obviously. I've lived most of my life in New York City. And a huge part of my life was in Rockland County up in Spring Valley. And, you know, it just, I was just feeling my whole life, you know what I mean? And I thought, damn, you know what? I have given my life to my work. And I don't have many remnants left of the love parts of my life. You know, I've taken it for granted. I have not watered that garden at all, you know. And so, yeah, I have people in my life who I do not take for granted and who I know care about me and love me. But I also know that I do not have that foundation. And again, the foundation is not just what's available to you, it's what you feel comfortable with too. Like, you have to build it so that you feel at home. You know, it's not enough when, that's why a lot of people are on the street. You know, homeless people, you're like, well, why don't they go to a shelter? Or why don't they do this? Why don't they go to family? So it's like, nobody goes for help, or nobody does anything that they don't feel comfortable with. There are people who would rather be out on the street. And by the way, there's a lot of great artists out there. Great artists. You know, who don't feel comfortable enough to seek help because they don't feel like really loved. And it is all about love. Life is about love. You know, I wrote a play called Brooklyn Quartet. And it's about some horrific things. It's about some really bad things, but it's also about love and how love can overcome anything. And it's spoken, there's a narrator in that play who is speaking about love just is. Like, you can't even explain it, you know, you can't describe it, you can't put it into words, it just is. And for me, what that means, it's a foundation, it's time, it's commitment, it's never taking it for granted. And, you know, sometimes you're too young to understand that, you know, sometimes, like they do say, you know, youth is wasted on the young, you know. Like, when you have the opportunity to not take things for granted, you're young and you don't get it, and you're filled and drunk with, you know, optimism and opportunity, and so you go that way. So that's why I'm here today, and that's how I'm going to end this video, by telling you, full circle, this is my contribution, this is the best thing that I can give you, this is the best help that I can provide, you know, beyond the help that I can give you with a camera, or being a theater artist, being a performer, being a writer. I can help you with all that stuff. But what I can really help you with is to tell you to have love in your life. Love that not only is given to you, but that you give, so that it's an equal exchange that you feel comfortable with, that is unbreakable, indisputable, irrevocable, immovable. It just is. It just exists, like a foundation on a house that was built 250 years ago, that has survived hurricanes and tornadoes and fires and storms and all kinds of shit. And it's still there, with all the scars and all the warts and all of it. That's what love is. That's what a life is. A life is not perfect. You know, you'll go through the worst times of your life with somebody who you love, the most difficult times, the most ridiculous, stupid times. But if you could get through those times with people, with human beings, the scar tissue that is created from those types of injuries, that type of pain, the scar tissue makes you so much stronger and so much fuller and better, and there's so much richness in your life because, you know, I've always said to people the best relationships are the ones that have been through hell and somehow survived. Somehow they fixed it, you know, they figured it out. And it's only because both people, or all the people involved, or whatever your circumstances are, the people have decided that it's worth fixing, worth getting to the other side, worth being better, worth keeping. That's what it's about. It's all about love, nothing else. So be a great artist. Commitment is everything. Don't negotiate with yourself. Everything that I preach is all true. You can't be a great artist. You can't be a great anything without complete dedication, obsession. But you better be creating your foundation as well, because otherwise you're going to be like Anthony Bourdain. Like nothing's going to be worth it to you, you know, because there's no love. Yeah, I could go on, but I already said I'm going to end this video, so I'll end it right there. You know, give love, receive love, build a foundation. Don't give your life to your work. It's not worth it. Give your work to your life. Be that big to be able to have this work and become great at it, become better than anybody else, become totally unique unto yourself. Do something that nobody else can do. I know that I feel comfortable saying that what I do, nobody else can do. I'm not saying I'm better or worse, but I know that nobody else can perform Brooklyn Quartet like me, or Broke Wide Open like me, or make a movie like I made. Like nobody else can do that. They can do something maybe that you think is better or greater or whatever, but they can't do what I did because I have created something that is unique to me. And that's what love should be as well. You know, everybody needs to have that. You know, nobody can just, you know, live off the love energy around them in the world. I don't believe that. You know, you might disagree with that, but I don't believe that. So don't give your life to your work. That's it for today.